I know, I know. It's exciting. Yes, we're doing the garden video. Here, let's show the people your scarfie, because yeah. Oh, well, that doesn't help. Because yes, it is a turkey scarfie, because this is the November garden video, and I'll tell you. You might notice that I'm wearing a very wintry hat and a heavy coat, and that's because November sort of, well, last time in October I told you how we had turned the corner to fall. Well, November decided to kind of turn the corner again and skip over all those warm October days and warm fall days, and instead just fling us right into winter. For example, look at this clip. This is November 15th, right in the middle of November, and we got a snowstorm, an early snowstorm, and everybody underestimated it, and nobody was ready for it as far as the people that take care of the roads and stuff like that. And crippled were New Jersey and New York metro area, and the George Washington Bridge was like closed or at a standstill for hours. It was really pretty nasty, and for once what they were predicting was actually less than what we actually got. And and then Thanksgiving was the coldest Thanksgiving Macy's Day Parade on record, and one of the coldest Thanksgivings ever. And we had hard freezes and everything else. And as a matter of fact, here, let me show you this, because this is what I did the day before Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving was going to be so cold. So take a look at that, and then we'll continue. So it's now November 21st, the day before Thanksgiving, the Wednesday before Thanksgiving. And Thanksgiving is supposed to be brutally cold, into the 20s. So we're taking advantage of this time to pull most of the rest of the vegetables. And by that I mean, well, let me turn the camera around and show you. Most of this kale, maybe all of it. Pull all these cabbages, which are still doing fine, although they've been snowed upon. And these carrots, which are looking a little droopy because they've been all snowed upon, but I think they still should be good underneath. And there's another couple of rows of carrots on the other side there, and so we'll pull that all too, and undoubtedly use some of it for Thanksgiving as well. Okay, so that's the harvesting that we did before Thanksgiving, and today is, interestingly enough, the very last day of November, and here we are. So, starting here at the first bed, these are just leftover brassica plants. We're not really going to get anything out of them, but I haven't pulled them yet. No rush for that. But look down here, and let me see if I can get you. You might notice that there is a little teeny tiny cauliflower head on that cauliflower plant. Now this is the third planting of cauliflower, and the second planting never produced any heads whatsoever. And these guys, which are, they're not gonna really produce anything, but I thought it was interesting that for some reason these guys at least started to produce some heads, so that was kind of interesting. This is carrots, or actually this time of year is when you go around and say, well, this is where carrots used to be, or this is where thus and such used to be, and that's the case here. And I'll cut in some stills of that, the harvesting that I did, of course, at certain points along here. But that's where most of the carrots came out of. There are some beets that were so small that I just left them behind, not expecting them to do anything, and that's what's left over there. That's just the leftovers of the cabbages that we harvested. And this is kale. And I thought these two kale plants at the time were small enough that I didn't want to bother harvesting them, and I thought I'd let them stay and see if we can continue to actually harvest some kale into December and maybe beyond. Who knows? And this is where bok choy used to be, along with scallions, and we got a whole carton full of bok choy that we have since. I think we stir-fried it or blanched it and froze it. Oh yeah, let me show you the other trend this year, which started after July and has never stopped, and that's wetness. We've had standing water out here, and luckily not so much in the garden, all summer and all fall so far. It's just been wet, and it's even raining right now, much to my disgust. But that's been the theme this year for some reason. Now, here's where everything is looking pretty done for. Now, I did pull off some sunflowers and put them in the greenhouse for harvesting seeds. But you see, here's the calendula and the borage and the love and the mist flowers, which never did bloom. So that was a little disappointing. This is the third planting of broccoli. I don't imagine we're going to get anything out of them, but as you can see, they're pretty resilient to cold weather, so they'll stick around for a while anyway. And under here is the other planting of carrots. I had so many carrots from the beds over in bed 1 that I just thought I'd cover these with a hay mulch, and they can be harvested later, probably without any impact. These are more flowers and the old, what is it, lemon gem marigolds, another bit of calendula, and then there used to be scallions here. And then not much to look at over here. This is where the tomatoes used to be. We've got all the cages down and everything, and also red peppers over here. The cardoon, we did manage to blanch and consume some of them. They were pretty good, but kind of a lot of work and a pain in the butt, so I don't know if we'll do that again. But what's still growing here is the bee balm, or at least showing some green still. We'll probably leave that to stay there for the winter and then transplant when it starts growing again in the spring. This all used to be eggplant and peppers, long since done for. And of course the old summer squash, okra, and lima beans, and that's all completely done for and vacant. And finally, where the winter squash used to be, which was supplanted with marigolds just to have something to grow there, but now they're all done for too. So that's that. And of course the cornfield just looks the same as it ever did, or at least the same as it did last time. Eventually we'll go in there and knock down all those stalks and put a layer of mulch down there or something. Our nice little sitting area, which we haven't been able to sit in for quite a while due to either rain or cold or wind or combination of all of them. But I'm hopeful that we might get a window of a warm, calm day and be able to sit out here by the fire pit. Interesting to note that inside the greenhouse here, excuse me, you might notice that the grass is green. And not only is it green, but it's been growing. So that's kind of fun. It does heat up pretty quickly in here when the sun's out. And these are the sunflowers that I said that I pulled off to save for seeds, and Vanina had pulled off a bunch of marigolds as well, and so we'll keep those and plant them next summer. And here's my more summery gardening hat. So, golly, I think that's gonna do it. For Marvin Gardens, right, boy? Come here. Let's see if we can get you in the picture. Here we go. Yeah, boy. What do you think? November. So happy belated Thanksgiving to everybody, and we hope everybody is having a. Oops, let me get this out here so we can all get in. Not doing very well, but I'm just rambling anyway. So anyway, November, Marvin Gardens 2018. Hope you guys are having a great holiday season, whatever holidays you celebrate, and we'll see you next month in December, which will be the last garden video of 2018. So take care, everybody. Have a good holiday season, and we'll see you in December.